sent us back with North Tech Stone and Ceramic. And in this installment, we're going to show you a product that will help installers and also do-it-yourselfers lay a tile easier and lay it flatter on the floor or a wall for that matter. There's a lot of new products out today that help make the job easier. A lot of people get intimidated trying to do something for the first time, and this product, along with others that we'll show you in other videos, will help you, will help make it easier for you to do something that maybe you're not so confident at first to try. So what I'm going to talk about today that will help a do-it-yourselfer and an existing tile installer do a better tile job is clips and wedges, which I have in my hand right here. So basically there's a wedge and a clip. And the purpose of this was a great invention because I wish I would have thought of it. It was a great invention because when people lay tile, what happens is if you don't lay the tile perfectly flat, what ends up happening is after you grout it and whatnot and the job is done, you end up with a surface that is kind of wavy. And not just that, you may have edges of tile being higher or lower, and they call that lipage. And that's where, you know, you can chip a tile or you could hit your toe or something like that. So this product helps to eliminate that. A lot of tile nowadays are made with what they call rectified edges. And you can see that the tile itself is very square edged. So they're basically cut very square. Okay, and what that means, or what happens with that, is because the edge is not curved very much, what happens is if you don't lay them perfectly flat, you will see that irregularity in the floor after. And that's not what you want. So clips and wedges go a long way to helping minimize that situation. I'm going to show you how to use them. I'm going to give a brief demonstration here on how to use them and how simple it is for you to try perhaps a small project, maybe a bathroom floor or something, just to get used to it. And then from there you can gravitate to a larger project. So basically the way it works is you will have your tile that you want to lay. You know, you will have your mortar, you will have, you know, your tools to lay the tile down. So what would happen here is you would have your mortar mixed, your thin set, you would have your trowel, and you know, after you've done your layout and everything and you're ready to go, you would basically spread some mortar for your first tiles that you want to lay. And you would use a big notch trowel. You would lay some mortar down. We always recommend, and I'll repeat this, is you would also take a little bit of thin set and back butter the tile also, okay? And before, when you're using clips and wedges, before you lay the tile into the thin set, you will have, where the tile is gonna lay against the thin set, you will just take your trowel and break the edge down a bit along the edge of the tile, break the thin set down. What that does is, when you take your clip, okay, which is this product right here, what happens is when you slide it in, like the tile will be slightly raised because it's sitting on thin set, and the clip will simply go in like this. I'll grab another one to put on the other side. So it'll go in like that, okay? And then what'll happen is, I'll move that over. When you break that ridge of thin set down, okay? What ends up happening is, if you don't break it down and you squish the clip in there, mortar will run up the side of the clip, okay? And these clips are made to snap when the job is done, so that you can remove the wedges and the clips and grout your floor. If mortar, it comes up along the edge, they will snap too high, and you will have a little bit of the clip sticking out. It makes for a bit of a mess. You have to cut that out with a utility knife or whatnot. So by keeping that edge nice and clean and putting the clip in, you eliminate that situation. So then what you would do, you have this all set, ready to go. You have your mortar down for your next tile. You back butter the tile again, and then you will install the tile into the mortar against the clip, okay? Now before I show you the next thing, I just want to show you here with a close-up. These clips come in various thicknesses, okay? And the thickness also controls your grout joint, the size of your grout joint. So you can get them in various thicknesses. This is the standard one we use, which is the 2mm 1/16. It's about 1/8 in reality. This is the type of clips and wedges we use. There are many types out there. And what happens is, once that's done and the tile is in place, then you can give the tile a little tap into the mortar. You can use a rubber mallet, which a lot of people will use. And then what ends up happening is, again, the tiles are very square edge. And what you want to do is be able to run your hand across and not feel any lips, any bumps from one tile to the next. So what ends up happening is, these wedges, as you can see, that's what it is, okay? It's very simple. These wedges go into the tile. And what I like to do, when you use these wedges also, what'll happen is, I like to pull them towards me so that you keep the tiles tight together. Sometimes by putting them in, you can spread the tile somewhat. So what I like to do is put them in, and then simply all you do is you squeeze them in. You squeeze them in. And what that does, it makes everything nice and flat. So for example, if you have two tiles and one of them is in the thin set a little lower than the other, by squeezing the wedges in, you will bring them level. So it basically exaggerated here. It does this. And also what it does is it holds the tile in place while the thin set dries. Because a lot of times what happens, if you don't use clips and wedges, you can lay a tile flat or a tile job flat, come back the next day and notice that some of them are not quite flat anymore. And what ends up happening is the thin set drying in different areas of the tile can sometimes pull the tile in different directions, okay? So this holds it in place while it dries, keeps it flat. Very important, okay? Now, once that's done, you say to yourself, okay, well, how do I remove them? How do I get this done? And I'm gonna show you here. It's real simple, okay? Now, I'm gonna pick this thing up just to show you how it's held together. There's your clips and wedge. And you can see I'm holding two tiles. They're not even mortared down, okay? Get a good picture of that. Got that? So I'm gonna put this on the floor and demonstrate to you how simple this is to remove, okay? So what ends up happening is, now remember, you've cleaned the thin set when you slid the clip in next to the tile. That keeps the thin set low so that the clip will snap further down into the joint. Remove them, real simple. You do not kick the wedge or hit the wedge in any way. So you don't hit it this way and you don't hit it that way. What you're hitting is the clip, the white clip, okay? And it's very simple. Watch. Here we go. That's simple. That's removed. Your tile is ready to grout. Okay, all we're doing now is we flipped the camera around so you can see me breaking the other clip. So here we go. I'm standing on it. There. That one broke. There's your joint. Obviously, this is the next day after the thin set is dried, you're doing this. Now, I'm just gonna lift the towel up to show you the plastic clip underneath so you can see where it broke and how it doesn't interfere with the grouting job. You just have to keep that edge where the clip is with the thin set knocked down a little bit. Here we go. There's the clips. And obviously they're set in thin set, so they're not going anywhere. So basically that's it. That's how to do lay a tile floor using clips and wedges and keep things nice, flat, and level for your installation. Thank you very much. See you on the next episode.